On the line right now is Joe Marino. He's running for mayor in the city of Utica. The upcoming primary between the current mayor and Joe Marino. They'll face off head-to-head on June, what is the date, 25th, is it? Joe, good morning. What's the primary date?
Yeah, June 25th. Good morning.
June 25th. Good morning. All right. In full disclosure, Joe Marino has hired me to do television and radio media commercials. So it puts me in a bit of a situation. So I'll let Manaski handle the lead here. Although, Joe, I'll start by saying that there was word that there was an altercation during a common council meeting. That word spread like wildfire yesterday, almost as if there were some people out there that wanted it to spread, which I kind of say that in tongue in cheek. It's a political campaign. I get it. But you and the other named in the altercation, I know you did an interview with KTV last night. What do you have to say? What do you say actually happened?
Yeah, look, first of all, I mean, Frank and I are dear friends. We've been dear friends for a long time.
Talking about Frank DeBrango.
Frank DeBrango, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We went to TV together last night to dispel the rumors because it is a political season, and I know exactly where the rumors are coming from. Frank's got opponents, I got opponents, and people want to have things that are un-issue-oriented. So that's what they try to talk about. But we went out last night and dispelled rumors. We got a lot of work to do. But what happened was just a regular argument that nothing that room hasn't seen about an issue involving, we were doing the UPD contracts and UPD budget, and he and I disagreed on an issue, and people took that. There was, a few people in the room, and, this story got blown out of proportion.
Joe, I had heard in the version that I got from this, I don't know what's true, I had heard that did it originally start with Councilman Lemetico? Were you arguing with him first, and then it escalated, and then Mr. DeBrango was involved?
No, again, arguing, we were going over an issue like we always do every budget year. We were talking about the police department and how they were going to secure the building. Jack and I disagreed, and there was other disagreements about other issues. But again, once there's politics involved in this city, no one wants to talk about the issue itself. I mean, I'd rather be talking about the budget, but people want to talk about an argument. And Frank and I had no deal whatsoever other than, hey, we should do this or, hey, we should do that. And, there was really nothing to it. Again, there's really it's undignifiable, Jeff. I get it. People want to talk about, me. They want to talk about Frank. They want to talk about Jack. But there was really nothing to it, and we moved on. And, again, we were out last night together hugging on camera. Frank's been a longtime supporter of mine, and I've been a longtime supporter of his. But it's unfortunate that politics gets involved in the city sometimes.
I did say when we talked about this earlier this morning, the story about a headbutt. I mean, you guys, I both saw the picture from KTV. You guys, neither one of you looked like you had been headbutted in the face or anything like that. Where did that come from?
Skin of steel.
Where did that come from?
I know. Listen, I don't know. You guys are giving away boxing tickets. Perhaps, we can be on the undercard. Again, look, Frank and I were sitting right next to each other, as we do all the time. We do during council meetings. I mean, no, I don't know. I really don't know.
Who else was? I mean, was it just other councilors in the room for this meeting, or were there other staff?
Meeting. It was a budget hearing. No, there was, again, Andrew. To dignify this stuff, I mean, to go on and on about non-issue-oriented stuff, Frank and I dispelled all this crap last night. It's a non-issue. If you guys want to talk about budget stuff, you want to talk about, what the actual issue was that we were discussing.
Yeah, so all right, so what was the dispute then, Joe? What were you guys disagreeing about? This is a position for
the actual police station?
No, I think it's for City Hall, an officer at City Hall.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, see, my position is, and it always will be, and I'm not an expert, but my position is getting one police officer for City Hall with CDB funding is not going to secure that building. I think that they went about it the wrong way. I think that the mayor got threatened one day, and, all of a sudden now that we need a safety protocol at City Hall, that's it. That place has been unsecured for decades, and now one threat to one guy, we're hiring a whole new cop to protect them. And I don't think that that's appropriate. I think the streets need cops, not City Hall in that capacity. I think City Hall needs an overarching plan. And the discussion was, well, at least we get a police officer. And I agree with that. I do agree that that's why I voted yes to get the police officer. I just want to make sure that I, do everything I could to get that officer on the street, and then get a safety protocol for City Hall.
And what would that look like? Would it be a security guard, not a police officer? What are you looking at? How do you see it?
Yeah, I mean, look, we've got an unsecure, and I don't want to give a playbook to anybody to go into City Hall and cause any trouble, but we've got unsecured officers in that building. I think that what it would look like is we have a police officer in the records right now. When you walk into City Hall, right to your right, there's a police officer. That officer's on light duty, meaning they can't carry a weapon. My suggestion is if you take the new police officer that we're going to acquire, and then you put that officer or another officer on heavy duty, meaning they can have a firearm, into that building and into that office, now you've got a secured police officer there, and you can put the guy in the street. You take the light duty guy and you put him in the police station where there's 40 other individuals with weapons. So I just want to take the light duty guy out of City Hall, put an active duty guy in City Hall, and take the new officer and put him on the streets where he belongs.
All right. Anything? You guys have anything else on this?
Sounds logical.
My guess would be that, and in fairness, I removed myself from, and Jeff can tell you, I completely removed myself from both sides of this yesterday, based on my involvement with your campaign. But it's a political season, and you got to be thinking that.
And that's why, Billy. That's why Frank and I, we understand that, and that's why we went out together and we hugged on camera so everyone would know that there's no issues. Look, we did have a disagreement on that issue, and we talked about it after. We talked about it since, and everybody's doing the job that they should do. Frank's got a lot of passion. I got a lot of passion, and we're doing a lot of work on the budget. And, I mean, to have somebody say things like that and distract from the good work that he and I are both doing, I think is unfortunate. But, it is a political season, and they, the other side refuses to talk about issues. They only want to talk about innuendo and nonsense like this, and it wastes people's time, it wastes taxpayers' time.
Joe Marino, I appreciate you coming out this morning and answering these questions. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right.
My pleasure, guys. Thanks so much. Have a good morning.
Okay, thanks so much.